guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. And today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my 2021 Project Life album for January through June. And I do have a 2019 album flip through on my channel for part 1 and 2. So I will link those below. I'm still working on 2020. That year, was a little bit much. So there's a lot of documentation to do there. So I'm still finishing that up, but hope to have that up soon. I document in a 6x12 Project Life album, or Project Life, but this is a Studio Calico album. That's the 6x12 size. And then these are the Becky Higgins, I believe, Design H. So let's go ahead and get started. So my cover page, I always just put the year, and this year I did a quote and just some cards. These are mostly from Allie Edwards. For week 1, let me check if it's hopefully not too glaring. Week 1, I was talking about how I still have hope for this year, because at that point we didn't know if there was going to be, or when we were going to get the vaccine, and that kind of stuff. So we were still very much quarantining. I have some health issues, so we were trying to stay out of public as much as possible. So I was really hopeful that we would be able to get our vaccines this year. And at the time, Arizona was the highest in the world of new coronavirus cases per million residents. So that's not where you want to be. So we were just staying at home. And then I documented the January 6th riots on the Capitol. We had a fire out in the backyard, which was nice. Week 2 was my birthday week. Kevin was just doing some projects around the house. These are my cards that I got from people. Card from my sister. I turned 46. I can't believe it. And just opening some presents. Week 3, this was the inauguration week. So President Biden was inaugurated, and then we had Kamala Harris, who's the first female vice president ever in the US. So I put a little quote from her here, and then just how I was feeling. We're watching Chernobyl. We were binging that. If you have not seen that, you totally should. It's crazy. And was starting to get back into my workout routine there, and I finished up December Daily 2020, which I have a video for that on my channel as well. Week 4, it was raining here, which it doesn't rain here very often, so we were like super excited every time it rains. So just a picture of our backyard, the weather here, and then we decided to get out of the house and go on an adventure. So we decided to do something outdoors. We went to Saguaro National Park and had fun just taking pictures of the different cactus there. Selfie. And then this week I did a currently. So I did one for me and one for Kevin and what we were currently watching, eating, all that kind of stuff. Week 5, just kind of a plain boring week. We were watching Fargo season 1. Crazy show. We were working on taxes. I got a card from one of my friends for my birthday, and she we went out and did a trunk lunch, or a social distance lunch, where we meet each other. I think I don't know if I mentioned this in my last one, but anyway, we'll go and we'll sit in our trunks and park like 6 feet apart and sit in our trunks. We both have SUVs, so we just open the back door and eat and talk. So that was fun. Week 6 was Valentine's week. So just some cards to each other. Kevin got me flowers. And then just some gifts. I got Kevin, and decorations from around the house. And I think also Kevin's mom got her vaccine, so we were all excited because we were next in line. Week 7, we wanted to get out of the house again, so we went to another state park. This was the last Dutchman State Park in Arizona. And again, they have a lot of these really cool saguaro cacti. This is a funny story. So Kevin goes on this ride with his friend. They go either four-wheeling or they go motorcycle riding. And he always posts on Facebook. And I told him I was so happy that he posts on Facebook because then I can steal his pictures. And so they thought it would be hilarious to send me this picture of him posing with Kevin, but he's covering up his face. So that's what this story is. So it's just these little story cards just for something different. So you can pull them out and read them. This is me going to my annual cardiology appointment and just something that I was eating for breakfast at the time. Week 8, I finally went back to the doctor and had my follow-up eye exam from my LASIK surgery. And I think I had that at the beginning of 2020. And I couldn't go because of the pandemic. So I knew that my vision wasn't perfect. I had really bad vision to start with. So I was going to be happy if I just didn't have to wear contacts or glasses anymore, which I was so happy because I thought I was going to have like another LASIK, and I really didn't want to. So I was happy with those results. I was working on October daily and trying to get that finished up and just watching videos. I think this is a little margarita. Kevin was, we were having margaritas and he was playing video games and I was watching videos on YouTube. And then this is my vision board for this year. Week 9, just a book I was reading, and then I have this headband on, which is actually like earphones. So when I'm going to sleep, I listen to audiobooks a lot, and you can sleep on those, which is nice. So I fall asleep listening to audiobooks a lot. Another ride that Kevin went on with his friend and just working on crafty projects. Week 10, just let's see. I went back to the salon for the first time since the pandemic. So this was really nice to get back to the salon. I don't remember. I think I had mani and pedi. Oh, first time since October. And we got Jersey Mike's. So we would get Jersey Mike's delivered a lot during the pandemic to our house because we like sandwiches and it was something that we could have delivered. We did go through the drive-thru and pick up some Starbucks this week. Week 11, I finally got my vaccination. I was so happy. It was at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I had to go drive about an hour away to get to the place where I could get the vaccine. Yes, 1 a.m. And how I was feeling about it, I was excited, happy, thankful, nervous, ready, and relief. So that's how I felt about getting the vaccine. And then this was hilarious. So Kevin let his hair kind of grow out during the pandemic, and he finally wanted to have it cut. And so I decided I would try to cut his hair, which obviously I don't know what I'm doing. So I even called my sister who is trained in cutting hair, and she was trying to help me, and she was just dying laughing, her and Kevin. It was so bad. So he ended up, I think he kept it for like a day or something, and then he ended up shaving his head. And then he went on a ride. Week 12, I was so happy because Kevin got his first vaccine shot. My parents got their second one, and my niece got her first vaccine. So I did a whole spread on that. And then, of course, the first thing we did was like, yes, we're going to be able to travel and go do things again. So first thing we did was book a trip to Hawaii, which I think probably everyone did, it seemed like last year. Or, yeah, this year. Okay, week 13 is Easter week. So we have our Easter baskets. And I sent Kevin flowers. He'd never had anyone send him flowers before. So here's his card. That was fun. We decided to sponsor a little girl from the Philippines. So that's her picture. And you'll see I have stuff covered up with sticky notes. So just things that need to stay private. And then this story is about, you know, why we decided to sponsor this particular girl. Week 14, I got my second shot, my second vaccine, and I had really bad headaches that week from it, but that was it. And then it was also Pieces of Me community project with Allie Edwards, so I just decided to do that in here instead of having a separate notebook. So I just did the different prompts and put them in here. We were watching WandaVision, and it was finally like springtime here. Gorgeous weather in April. It's perfect here, and I love all the blooms on the trees. And I got a little bee, but you can it's kind of blurry, but you can see that there. Week 15 was an awful, awful, awful week. So Kevin got his second vaccine, which is great. And they went four-wheeling, I think, again that week. That was his Band-Aid. But I was really, really, really struggling this week. I had the worst day at work that I've ever had. And so that was bad. And then I got it led to this massive migraine. And I just had this huge migraine. Felt horrible. I felt dizzy. Like I almost fell over. It was so bad. And then we also found out that our friend had passed away from cancer. So that was a really, really tough week. Week 16. So our first time, I think we were both like fully vaccinated this week. And the first thing that we ended up doing was going to our friend's funeral. So that's what this is. And just us at the funeral. Week 17, I kind of did a currently spread. So what I was creating, listening, eating, reading. And so I finished up this travel album that I did for the Allie Edwards Story Camp. And I have a video for that, so I will link that below as well. Week 18 was awesome because we were on vacation, and I actually went and got to see my parents. So this is the first time I had seen them since, I think it was a year and a half. So it was really great to be with them and see them again. And so I used the Together story kit from Allie Edwards. We have a tradition, the first 100-degree day in Arizona, we always go and get treats from Dairy Queen. So that's what that was. And then we went to Sedona, Arizona, and that's where we actually got married. So we went back to the same place that we got married, the same exact spot. So I put a little X marks the spot there. This is a picture of us there. And then this is the sticker. It's called Red Rock Crossing in Sedona. And it's just beautiful there. And then just some other, so this week I did an insert, and I just have some other pictures from our trip there. I will probably do a full travel album of this trip. So I just put in a few extra things, and you'll notice I didn't really do any embellishing. A lot of this album, I really didn't do a whole lot of embellishing because I found that my style really is, I like the photos to tell the story with like a few embellishments here and there, but that's it. I mainly like the photos to tell the story. So, and I started doing frames around the 3x4 photos, which I really liked that. So you'll see that probably the rest of the album. And let's see, we rented a Can-Am and just went on some trails out back and got so covered in dust and dirt, but it was so much fun. And I love this card from Allie. Let's be weird and wonderful together, because that's exactly how I feel with my family. I just love being with them, and I feel like I can be my weird and wonderful self with them. Week 19 was Week in the Life. So this is another community project with Allie Edwards. And I did it in a separate album last year, so I can link that video as well. But this year I just decided to keep it really simple and put it in with my project life. So this page is just some quotes about, you know, your week or your life, and paying attention to just the everyday normal life, and how that someday, I love this quote, like someday you're going to want that more than all, than all of the world. Just added this. This is from Color Cast Designs, Day After Day. And I put little pieces of our life, so just little bits from our everyday life in here. And then I did a spread for each day. So Monday, 5 things that happened on Monday. And then I did just one small photo and one bigger photo. So kept it very, very simple, which is good, what I wanted this year. And then I did use some of the things from the Week in the Life kit from Allie Edwards. So I loved how this turned out. And I did that for each day. So I have Monday, Tuesday, and then this actually flips open, which I don't know if you can see. So I have Wednesday, Thursday, and then I have Friday, and then this also flips open for Saturday and Sunday. And I really tried to focus on just kind of the everyday type of things. And then, you know, if there was something significant that happened that day, like this is when the CDC stopped the mask mandate. So you could not wear a mask if you were fully vaccinated, which I was so happy about. Okay, week 20. This was then now starting to get back into kind of easing back into normal life. So I went and got my haircut, which was the first time that I'd gotten my haircut since I think February of last year. And it grew out really long during the pandemic. First time going back into a store. I went craft shopping and I went to Barnes & Noble. And I was so happy. And then our first time going back into a restaurant, although we did go out and eat on the patio. So easing back in. That's what week 20 was. Week 21, I love how this spread turned out. Hopefully you guys can see. So this was the Friends reunion. We watched that. And then my nieces graduated this year, both of them. I just love that photo. I think they're so cute in that photo. My niece's graduation card, then a picture of each of them in their cap and gowns, and things that I was loving this week. So Friends reunion, self-care, I went and got, so again, easing back into normal life, I went and got my Well Women exam, which I hadn't done. I skipped last year, so I was happy to be starting to get back into doctor's appointments and all that stuff. And then we had a barbecue. Week 22, my husband decided it would be really fun for Memorial Day to make us some adult popsicles, but you know, he forgot that vodka doesn't freeze. So it was kind of a recipe fail, but it was fun anyway. And then our house with the flag. I finished my Me Volume 1 storybook, you know, where it's a 6x8 story album using the Stories by the Month kits from Allie Edwards. So I did film a video, but I don't have it posted yet on my channel. It's very personal because I talk a lot in there about my heart story, my heart surgery and recovery and all that. And it goes into a lot of detail. And so I'm just not sure that I want to share that with everyone. So I haven't posted that yet, but maybe I will. Let me know if you're interested in that. So this was just Memorial Day. We were working tons of hours. I think I ended up working over that weekend. And then we were like feeling kind of in a rut. And I think it's just from being stuck at home for a year or over a year. And so we were like, should we remodel our house? Should we buy a new house? Like we just felt like we need to do something different. So we were talking about that a lot over the Memorial Day weekend. Week 23 was very hot here in Phoenix, excessive heat warnings. So again, usually in the summer, we go and watch a lot of movies because there's not a lot you can do outside of the house. So just as we're like coming out of the pandemic, at least at this point, we were then stuck at home because of the heat. So we ended up watching lots of the Marvel movies. Kevin got a new iPhone. And so this card says ready for summer, seriously so ready. And I always write not, because I am not ready for the heat in Phoenix. And we were really into these this summer. These little treat bowls that have fresh strawberries and bananas were really good. Week 24, this week, President Biden signed into law to make Juneteenth a national holiday. So I added that in here. And then Kevin was going on a road trip. So he went to New Mexico with his bike group. And so I just added some photos from him traveling. Week 25, he was still gone. He was still in New Mexico. I was here in Arizona. I had kind of a tough week that week, just being exhausted, and all I did basically was watch Seinfeld, but I did end up going back to the doctor to get my mammogram, and Kevin was with his family, which he hadn't seen them since before the pandemic, so it was really nice for him to get to see them. And the last page is just more of Kevin's trip, so just some pictures there, and then he wrote a little note and signed it, which I thought was cool. So that is it for part 1, and hopefully I'm closest to finishing 2020 part 1, so I'll probably finish that one next and put that one on here, but I will get through part 2 for 2021 as well as 2020. Usually I'm just slammed the second half of the year, which is why the first half is so much easier for me to get done, but I will get it done. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.